Ready or Not is hands down the best tactical shooter available right now. In this game, you play as a SWAT officer who has to lead their troops through some of the most grueling situations that test your faith in humanity. Wait, what's that? That's nothing like the cool cop shows. No, that won't do. That's better. Now, let's see. Can you beat all of Ready or Not's missions with only a pistol? Also, quick content warning. This game's missions can cover some pretty sensitive topics, so if you're triggered by some things that are plainly disturbing, I would advise that you be careful going into this video and many other Ready or Not related pieces of content. With that out of the way, let's get into it. First mission is pretty simple. Petrol Station, sorry, this game's American. Gas station, robbery gone wrong. Armed suspects inside, it's our job to take them out and save any innocent civilians inside. The pistol I went with for the first few missions is the USP-45. The main reason I went with it was because it has a lot of rounds in the magazine, which is pretty essential for this run. These guys just clearly didn't want to listen to me. I told them to drop their weapons and they decided to try and drop me instead. That didn't end well for them. Let's see how the rest of this mission went. These motherfuckers killed a dog. I now no longer have any empathy for them. They will die if they show any aggression. Oh, and this bitch barked at me after I tied him up. Scum of the fucking earth.
Suspect, good to go. This is Talk. Roger that. Trailers incoming.
I'm glad I gave him a smack over the head. Found the last guy. He tried to get the edge on me, but my gun failed its edging session before his did. My bullets exploded all over his face.
Leave the door and clear.
Getting into place.
And hey, A+ for the first mission? Not bad at all. Now, time for the next mission, 23 megabytes a second. In this mission, we get ourselves into an apartment complex where this fucking nerd is firing rounds everywhere with his buddies. I call him a nerd because this guy's farming Bitcoin and live streaming this shit with anime figurines all over the place. The mission? Take him out and any other suspects posing a threat, save any civilians, and collect evidence of his other wrongdoings. And no, jerking off to anime is not one of them, unfortunately. We enter the building from the side stairs and are immediately greeted by some big old servers, a big old man who likes being tied up, and another big old guy with a big old gun. Then I accidentally shot the wrong guy because, you know, gunfire was coming from that direction and then a dude stepped out. What was I meant to do? Then all hell broke loose for a second, so I sent my little minions in there to do the work for me. They work as very effective meat shields that are decent at shooting things. This guy made my cranberry sauce leak a little, and when I went to check the room, he was quite rude about it. Then his friend joined in too. We took care of him, and then I placed his head in the fucking wall, so I say we're even. I think I lied to this guy. I told him it was procedure to smack him over the head. But hey, what he doesn't know won't kill him.
Hey, sir. This is procedure.
Then I completely ran out of ammo, which was a pretty big issue, but I had a solution. I just let my meat shields take care of everything. I order them to go into incoming fire, and they get the job done pretty well. This guy wore a beanbag, they killed the guy we were meant to arrest, the damn savages, and I go to check out the guy's setup. He has a live stream and I get to see myself live on Twitch. And if you look at that screen real closely, it shows that 88.9% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. I have a bold goal of hitting 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I know that with your help I can do it. Also, apparently 5.1% of my audience is Canadian, so if you're Canadian and watching this, comment, "I've got a moose in my boot. Hey bud, maple syrup," so I know you're here. After this, I was just trying to find the last civilian to detain before I could finish the mission, which is something that happens a lot in this game. And then we were finished. Apparently I had an unauthorized use of force, which is total bullshit, but I'll take a C. C's get degrees after all. Once I got back to the station, I made sure to get rid of all my rifle ammo so I can carry more pistol rounds. Now ammo hopefully won't be an issue in future runs. Next mission is Twisted Nerve, where we have to crack down on some crackheads. There's a meth business happening here with some underground tunnels hiding. Well, there's not much in there really, except for some guys to shoot. This house also has a kid having a seizure who looks to have been abused. This is fucking disgusting, and from this point, I have no empathy for these psychos. This mission overall goes pretty smoothly, especially now that I'm not running out of ammo. Here's a quick time lapse of me shooting up these guys before they shoot up themselves. We got a C for this one, mainly because we decided to shoot them instead of arrest them, but tomatoes tomatoes. This next mission is where things start to get serious. The Spider is a mission about busting a child star agency where the guy running it is taking advantage of parents and children that want to succeed in life and get famous as actors. I won't stand for kids being put in danger or being abused, so I made sure to shoot the ever-loving fuck out of anyone letting that happen. We apprehended the guy behind this, the piece of shit, and got out of there. I'll take a B. I think we did pretty good. This next mission is damn hectic. A lethal obsession takes place at a complete psycho's property. This guy decided to shoot up a police station, taking the lives of a few officers before pissing off to his house. He has some of his boys there, and he also made sure to booby trap the place, so we can't exactly go kicking doors unless we want to become chunks of meat. I die quite a few times in this mission. It's actually the first one where the difficulty spikes a little bit in my opinion. Most of the time it was my fault for not being careful, but I swear sometimes my squad mates are just dumb as hell. They get me stuck in doorways and sometimes just don't clear places well enough to ensure there's not actually a guy there. These enemies can also be scarily accurate at times, but yeah, I know, skill issue. After a lot of attempts, defusing door traps and shooting people, I decided to change my pistol. I did a little research, and according to a list out there, the B92X is the best overall in the game. So I kitted it out and loaded back in. This was the pistol I used for the rest of the game, so get ready to see a lot of it. I finally beat the mission, but literally all of my officers except for one died in the process. I got an F for this, but honestly I don't even care. I just wanted to be done with the mission. The next mission is called Ides of March? Ides of March? I don't know. A group of old pissed off veterans are mad at a politician, no surprises there, but they took it to the next level by trying to JFK him. They weren't very good at it considering they missed and he was standing still. Like he wasn't even in a moving car and they fucking missed. Up your game, guys. Anyway, it's our job to clear the building, save any civilians, and find evidence we can use against them. Oh, and we get to shoot them too if they misbehave. It all went pretty smoothly, except we didn't arrest 3 of them. I mean, I arrested their heart rate and brain function, but apparently that doesn't count. I find this old sailor guy, we arrest some civilians, and just like that we're done with the mission. I got a B for this one. So far, I think I'm doing pretty well. Most of my officers are in therapy at this point, but I think they would feel a lot better knowing that I have some of the best fans in the world. I want to take a second to shout out all of my members. You guys are amazing and one of the main reasons I put so much time and effort into these videos. Alias and Waluigi, you guys are incredible for supporting me at the insane person tier, and I really can't thank you enough for putting that much faith into me as a creator that you would support me with that much money. If you want to become a member yourself for as low as $1 a month, you can do so by clicking the join button below and get a range of different benefits. I do want to state now that a few of the benefits, such as the scripts to these videos, behind the scenes sneak peeks, and bloopers, are all on the Discord server in the exclusive members only chat. So if you want all of the benefits, I would highly recommend joining our community over there. Thanks so much for the support, guys. Anyway, let's keep on shooting shit. This next mission is a big one. We have to enter this mine job facility with the objective of clearing the place so we can track down the source of some very explicit videos of miners. This game gets dark, man, I'm telling you, and we haven't even scratched the surface. This mission overall goes fairly well, and I managed to beat it, but I must have forgot to record a lot of it because my next footage is halfway through the next mission, which is set inside of a postage facility. This one was hard, and I died quite a few times in it. This wasn't nearly as dark from memory, but I did run into a glitch that was kind of funny. This guy took a civilian as hostage, so with my quick thinking I shot him straight in the head. The suspect died, but for some reason the civilian must have had instant onset Stockholm syndrome because they acted like they were still being held hostage. There was nothing we could do to get them on the ground, but I found a pretty easy workaround for the glitch. I shot them in the face. The game didn't like it, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep going. I got a C, so overall, not bad. This next mission I'm not gonna make any jokes about. This is by far the most disturbing mission in the game, and I still just feel gross thinking about it. Valley of the Dolls. Amos Vol is who we're after, a rich man in the upper echelon of societal status. He was funding the talent company from before involving kids, and this is the man behind it all. His house shelters his family, including his wife and daughter, and some civilians from the daughter's birthday party earlier that day. There's a lot of security detail here to fight back against us, and of course Amos himself. This mission is already disturbing going into it just knowing who Amos Vol is, but when you reach the secret basement, the curtains are pulled and you see just how fucking disgusting this man is. Rooms dedicated to abusing and filming children, a pit with the bodies of victimized minors in acid barrels, and a shrine room dedicated to his disgusting fetish for his own daughter. There's evidence to collect which contains pictures of abused children, and his personal laptop, which I'm sure has the worst things imaginable on it. Unfortunately, we couldn't kill Amal as he surrendered and let us arrest him, but he was on thin fucking ice. I let him know he was an inch away from saying the wrong thing and getting his kneecaps blown in by shooting the pillar right above his head. The game reprimanded me for this, but it was the least he deserved. I got a B for this mission, so I'm happy I got this done and out of the way, even if I died a lot. I just wanted to move on from it. This next one is a little better, I guess, but it takes place in a community college. Yeah, sometimes you forget this is good old America. This mission is not only tense because you need to navigate a school and take out suspects while saving as many students as possible, but there's also a time limit because these assholes have placed 2 propane bombs in the school that you have to defuse before time runs out. This took me a while. I managed to defuse the 2 bombs just before they went off, but after that it was a long walk around trying to find the last civilians to detain. At one of the bombs I heard gunshots, and when I tried to defuse it, the situation turned into a total bloodbath. One of my officers got killed in the mess, and I got pretty close to death myself. This was the last guy left, and it turned into a gnarly standoff. I managed to get the angle on him and put him down before any more people were hurt, but goddamn, that was stressful for a while. I got an A for this one. Pretty damn proud of that one. Could have been an A+ if my officer didn't get killed, but oh well, I'm still happy with it. Next mission, Rust Belt. In this one we are sent to a house near the Mexican border to clear out any smugglers and cartel members. There's a catch though. In the house is a hole that leads to the most convoluted network of tunnels and cave systems I've ever seen. The main house and yard area is pretty easy to clear, but goddamn the tunnels are so hard to navigate and you're never really sure if you've actually cleared everywhere or if you're about to open a door and meet a shotgun in your face. I died in this mission quite a few times, to the point it started to properly frustrate me. But eventually, after a long time of wishing I had something just a little more powerful than a pistol, I got it done. The pistol is a fine weapon by itself, it gets the job done, but it's not nearly as effective as a rifle. Having the extra firepower, rate of fire and ammo capacity goes a long way, especially when you're in a situation where every bullet counts. But after a long struggle, I finally cleared this mission. The cave system looks really cool actually, and so many suspects ended up freaking the fuck out when their head got stuck in a door. Good times. Next mission pissed me right off. You know that politician before that almost went the way of Mr. Kennedy? Well, now those same people that tried to off him are trying to get his family. Now we gotta babysit with guns and have to get down any intruders to save the family. Now the problem with this mission comes with the fact that we have 2 floors of a hotel to cover, with so many rooms and even more gunmen to take out. There were so many suspects constantly trying to take us out, and for some reason they had really good aim in this mission. I died so many fucking times. This pistol is just not built for engagements like this. A great example of this level's bullshit is the fact that I literally got shot at before I even entered the building, and the first door I opened I got met with a hail of bullets that almost killed me and injured one of my squad members. Anyway, after a long time of trying to get this done, I finished the mission, and got a B, so there's that. This next one is also pretty tough to watch. This mission takes place at a nightclub, where terrorists have attacked and left countless piles of bodies of innocent people trying to enjoy their night. You can see and hear people's phones constantly ringing, most likely from family members that want to know if they're okay. It's a pretty shocking scene. In this mission, the terrorists use normal weaponry as well as suicide bomb jackets. If you don't take them out in time, they will run at you and instantly blow you and your squad up. It's an incredibly tense level, and in some spots where you're trying to shoot across the rooms, the pistol's weaknesses really start to show. I died quite a few times in this mission. Also, I want to mention that there's no respawn button in this game. When you die, you have to load back into the police headquarters, select a mission, and load from the beginning. So dying is a really tedious process when you get stuck on a hard mission, but it makes you play that much more carefully. I got the mission done, but it was super scary at the end because the last guy left was a suicide bomber, and I only managed to kill him at the last second when he was right in front of me. If I hesitated or missed any shots, I would have had to start again. Scared me shitless. I got a B and could finally move on to the next mission. Buy Cheap, Buy Twice takes place in a scummy used car dealership. Apparently there were 2 undercover cops in here, one was already killed and the other one we have to find ourselves. As it turns out, it didn't end well for him either. This one was kind of weird because it had 2 entry points that you could pick for the mission, but I'm pretty certain they both spawn you at the exact same spot. Either way, this one took me forever to beat, and I got pretty annoyed at it after a while. I would show a time lapse of all my attempts, but it would literally take up the rest of the video. I spent well over an hour or 2 on it. But hey, at least I got a B on it. This next mission is pretty weird. A cult of women who are pissed off at the police are causing a scene at their compound and killed a police officer. You can actually see his crashed car at the start of the level. They did not take kindly to him. This level is actually pretty cool. I love the aesthetic, it kind of reminds me of Far Cry 5 with its religious shit. These ladies were formidable opponents, and it took quite a while to clear this place out. After I thought that everyone was dealt with, I looked everywhere to try and complete the mission, but I just could not find the last civilians and suspects. I walked and I walked and I walked until I realized there was a whole other section to the map that I hadn't even seen yet. I sent my whole squad in there ready for my final standoff against these psychos, and then it happened. Every single member of my squad except for one got gunned down in this house. It was total fucking chaos. I was super low on health and ammo, so I was being very careful and not rushing to attack. I sent them in and only one was going home. You get attached to these meat shields after a while. It was sad to see how it all went down. Once again, I beat the level with a B. I'm getting good at being extremely ordinary at this game. Now we're nearing the end of the game and have reached the most fucking annoying level ever, Relapse. This one is set in a hospital, and that terrorist group from the nightclub has come to either rescue or silence one of their members that was put here after the attack. They've placed bombs in the hospital, which I have to defuse before time runs out, and there's so many goddamn terrorists and civilians spread all throughout this hospital. Not to mention it's pretty much the biggest map yet, with 3 floors across 2 separate wings of the hospital that you have to cover. To make it even worse, some of the terrorists have dressed up in hospital scrubs, so you can't even tell who's civilian or not. So everyone was getting arrested as we went. This mission took me multiple attempts, and the run that ultimately got me the win took over an hour itself. I was looking forever for the last people, because I literally had a combined 6 floors of convoluted hospital to finally comb over and clear. It was simultaneously the most chaotic, stressful, and mind-numbingly tedious mission ever. Once again, got a B. Woo! And now here we are, the final mission of the game, hide and seek. This mission was pretty underwhelming, I won't lie. The map seems big, but it honestly didn't take that long to beat. It had some pretty neat features in that some of the marked shipping containers can be opened with secrets inside, and in the big warehouse there was a passageway that was pretty unique. It's a good level, don't get me wrong, but I was expecting more of a climax to the game, like taking out a cartel leader before he escapes on a boat or something. Because going by the brief, that's kind of what I was expecting. That being said, a civilian got completely gunned down, which was kind of hilarious, and I got my worst rating yet, E. Well, not worst rating, I did get an F, but worst proper rating. And with that, the challenge is over, and I beat Ready or Not with only a pistol. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw and want to see more, make sure to subscribe and like the video so the algorithm picks it up. Huge thank you to all of my members, your support is incredible, and that about does it. Have a wonderful day.